Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and we're having a quick look today at the curious case of the very fertile Yuzu, my grafted Yuzu plant. Don't know what the rootstock is, no way of knowing unless I let the rootstock grow shoots, which might give an indication, but quite an interesting plant these are. I mean, obviously they've got these very unpleasant spines on them. I repotted it a few weeks ago into the new soil mix, and I cut it back, and as you can see it's pumping out new shoots higher up. I didn't cut it back too bad because it seemed a shame to cut too much of it, but nevertheless it's everywhere where I trimmed it back it's cutting out. It's putting out shoots. The only place that I didn't cut it back was this little side shoot here, because this one had a single flower on it. And what's interested me about Yuzus is, so far, they seem to be extremely self-fertile. It's basically, earlier in the season it produced one flower which set fruit. Some weeks later it produced another flower which appears to have set fruit. Now there's another flower that's opened on the end which looks like it may have set fruit, and a fourth flower about to open. So it's only had, or going to have had, 4 flowers, and so far it seems to have 100% set rate. Now I've got other citrus that have got dozens if not hundreds of flowers on them, and yet don't appear to set any fruits at all, or at least if they do, it's only about between a 1 and 5% set rate. So it's very strange that the Yuzu seems to be so self-fertile, or so easy to pollinate itself. And that's not to say that it hasn't been cross-pollinated by other citrus flowers, but nevertheless to have such a high set rate is quite a surprise. Now this little fruit here, I said it's probably about 6 to 8 weeks old, so it's progressing quite nicely. I would imagine, I have had a Yuzu fruit before, they normally seem to be ready by about November, December. They're not particularly large fruit. It's only a smallish tree, which means it's not putting vast amounts of energy into the fruit production, but the fact that you know, if you get 4 out of 4, that's pretty impressive. There's no sign of any flower buds on any of the other side shoots, which isn't an issue at all. I think those few little fruits there would be more than enough. I have to be careful not to knock them off. But as I said, it's putting on lots of new growth at the top, which I assume will lead to flowers next year. I didn't want it to grow too tall because it was getting very tall and spindly, so now this will give the branches a chance to thicken up a bit, and no doubt sooner or later it will put out some new shoots. Lower down here looks like there's signs of growth there, so we should get more branching out. I'd like it to branch out a little bit here and a little bit on that side just to make it more of a bush, but it certainly seems to be one of the simpler citrus to grow in terms of obviously its hardiness and the fact that it will readily set fruits when you get so few flowers. So that's my Yuzu. If I can remember, if I can have a look, yeah, the Latin name is Citrus ichangiensis crossed with Citrus reticulata. So hopefully we'll get some edible fruit on this to look at by the end of the year, all being well. I mean, obviously give it a little taste at that stage. They're good for cooking, but not particularly eating out of hand. But I just thought I'd show you, give you a little bit more of a detailed update on it for people who are interested in these slightly more unusual citrus, which are slightly easier to grow generally in this country. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Share the video if you like. Subscribe to my channel. And remember, you've got to click on the bell if you want to know when new videos come out. And I will, of course, do an update. And we'll have a look at whether or not this has, if these fruits do develop further, as I'm hoping they will. See you all soon. Brett out for now.